Trading. My name is Alejandro Zambrano, Chief Market Analyst with Trade Captain and Amana Capital. We're going to take a look at the markets, having some interesting moves. One might think that the market will slow down over Christmas, and yes, it does so sometimes. But we had some nice action in currency pairs like the Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, dollar CAD, and now today as well, starting to see some action in the euro dollar as well. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move over here to the live trading room, and if it's the first time for you watching this, then it's a daily webinar we host Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. London time. It's a free webinar that we host here at the live trading room. And before we look at the actual markets, as always, I need to stress that trading financial markets is unfortunately risky. It's possible to make money trading. It's also possible to lose money trading. And I've been doing this since 2006, and it does become easier over time. If you see the patterns, you know when trading, you know how they can react, and mentally it's easier to see all of this, but there's still risks involved. So click down here at the risk disclosure button if you want to learn more about the risks involved when trading. Okay, let's begin. This is the euro, and as I said before, you know the Aussie is going up higher, and let me just give you an idea, like some of the stuff I've been watching. So this is the Aussie dollar. I was actually bearish here on the 19th and 18th of December. Got stopped out for a 30 pip stop loss, turned bullish on the break here to pretty much 77, and then we said could probably head to the upside to 78.26. And the way this looks like it's going to reach those levels today, maybe head a little bit higher as well. Another one we caught perfectly, or I caught perfectly, was that it was to go long down here at 69.60 for this to head to the upside. And it's already up from those lows pretty much with about 161 pip. Obviously, not everything I've been touching has been going good. Here's the dollar CAD. Was actually bullish from these levels here, got stopped out for about 100 pip. But obviously, when you trade Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, and compare that to one loss and so on, you're still ahead. Now, for the euro today, the euro is finally starting to kick off, starting to become active. And as you know, if you've been watching these presentations, I've been saying to people about the euro that the market is trading sideways between 1712 and 1964, and a break to this could lift price to the upside, right? Because usually when you took out one high, it just goes to the next high. And this is exactly what's happening, and it's happening right now at 8 a.m. London time. And this is good. Well, actually, the break happened. Well, the actual push happened just recently here, which is good because when it happens in the morning, it's quite likely that it's gonna we're gonna see more gains. So I'm actually gonna be bullish from current levels. So I'm gonna be bullish from these levels, and I think this is just gonna push to the upside. Probably gonna target at least 120 because it's like one of those big psychological levels. So I think at least 30 pip today, and then maybe a little bit higher, maybe 1250 or so in the beginning of the first week of 2018. Now, for a bearish or for a key level here, as long as trade above 1841, I'm going to be bullish. So again, I'm bullish from current levels. I think this could go up. Now, if one goes long here, then that means you go long on a breakout. The alternative, which some people prefer, and there's nothing bad with that, it's just different style of trading, and that is that one would wait for a pullback. And the level to go along from a pullback is pretty much 1912. So there's two options, bullish now or wait for some sort of a pullback. So I'm bullish from current levels. And that is my outlook for the euro versus the USD. So higher prices with the trend, with the breakout. Let me just save this chart. Now let's take a look at, well, actually, we're not gonna, well, okay, while we at it, this is the pound dollar. Price is right now trading above 134.77. That again is a breakout. People that know me, we know we've been tracking this and we're waiting for a breakout. And here, have a nice little push. We said at break to 134.75 that this could head to the upside. I think it probably will target this high at 134.50 and then maybe all the way up to 136. Here, As long as trade above 133.84, which is level here, I'm going to be bullish. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin has in 2017 dropped with about 30 to 40%, about 6 times, and the recent decline here would be the 7th time this happens. So it's the 7th time this happens, and this time the decline was about 42%. Now, I personally think that eventually this is going to head to the upside. We're dealing with a strong trend. We don't have to go into what blockchain and all of that is, but it's a good idea, and I think people still like that idea, and they probably will continue to buy this, lift it a little bit higher. So when I see this kind of 40% decline, I think that's a good spot to look and buy. Myself, I bought some Bitcoins, but against the euro on this slide. Now, I bought 25% of what I have allocated to cryptos is in this, all right? And the rest is allocated to other coins. But the idea would be, and I also have some cash left, because the idea is that, all right, you see a slide, it's possible to buy, and when it bottoms out, we add more. So instead of having cash in the portfolio, you just add more and buy more coins, really. And so don't go all in on these dips. So I bought for about 25% of my portfolio around here. I actually traded against the euro, so the levels are different. I went long at 10,000 euros per coin. At the end of the day, though, if we just need to think about it from a logical perspective. Okay, so we have all these declines. This is a significant decline. The market bounced nicely to the upside, all right? So if this is the genuine low, if that is the low, which makes sense at least historically, then when price moved back and tried to test that low, then it makes perfect sense that people bought. And then it went up, it took out this little downtrend, and then it pulled back a bit, which makes also sense because the overall we're dealing with a downtrend here. Now, as I said yesterday, from pretty much these levels here, which is 13,967. As we start to approach these lows, people want to buy again. Why? Because I think people are looking at this and they say, okay, this has happened before, and this was the low. It had a nice push to the upside, nice rejection here. So they're probably going long around these levels. It's around 967, which stops just below here. So that is my idea for this pair right now. So I'm bullish from this, thinking it go up, given that we have seen these sort of declines before and people just want to buy on these dips. Here's the price of crude oil. Here as well, if you've been following me either here or on other channels, on Twitter as an example, I talked about 58, 58, all these levels here really, that if we take out these levels, you want to be bullish. Why? Because price is consolidating. We don't care about consolidating patterns until they break. When they break, they tend to be very nice and strong, because the more something trades sideways, when you have a breakout, the stronger the move becomes, all right? So here we said look to turn bullish from these levels and look for this to head to the upside. Here is doing really nicely, and it's also a play with the commodities. Again, Aussie dollar up, New Zealand dollar up, and then you have crude oil up here as well. So here, it looks to me at least right now that obviously if you didn't buy here, it could be that you're gonna miss out on this one, and I think it's just gonna head up to 61. So I am targeting 61 up here, and right now we're calling actually reduced stop level. Now, if the market breaks down below 59.50 and tries to go down to 59, then I do think people will buy here again. They'll buy here, and then we're gonna head to this high, and then potentially a little bit higher. So there's no real change to the outlook. I'm bullish above 57, 56 and I'm bullish from 59 above this level, so between 59 and 57, 56. Here's the price of gold. Now this is something that, as you know, especially if you were watching before, I took 1 week off over Christmas. I was bearish here. Now I got stopped out on that one, and the market is now challenging this high here. Got stopped out, and the idea was to step off, and that was good because the market has continued to head against us if we had been short. Since then, I've been neutral, and now the market is really close to this high. But given what's happening in the euro, the pound, the Aussie, the New Zealand, crude, I think this is going to push a little bit higher, and I think it's going to try to trigger the stop loss orders here. So it's going to try to push here and maybe rally all the way up to 1,306, maybe 1310 up here. However, though, if you look at this, the last low is down here, so the risk reward ratio for a long position here doesn't make sense. But again, I think it's going to push a little bit higher, so I'm going to let this go up, and then eventually we'll have some sort of correction. And the alternative is that it goes up and then it comes down, and then we'll try to target these highs up here. So for now, I think it's going to go up a little bit more. Here's the DAX 30. Here we had some fun, and it did go well for us for a while. We said go long here for this to head to the upside, and went up, it went down, and then it went up. So for a nice little return, and then we said if it comes back down again, I think traders are going to look to go long. But here, as you can see, it didn't work out. Price went down, and it went lower, and then it traded sideways, and then it took out the low. So here, it did not work out. What can I say about this? Well, we took out this little low here. So we took out these levels, which is 13,000. And I think now it's going to try to go a little bit lower, maybe try to test these lows, and then we'll see down here what happens. It could be that very close to these lows, we see some sort of a little bounce like this. But I don't really like this market right now. I don't feel that I want to go and add another long to this market, so I'm gonna be neutral here. If you are involved, then what I can say is that as long as trade below this level here, there's a little short-term downtrend. So below 13,132, this market can continue to move to the downside, and then we'll see what happens. Obviously, take out this low here, and then the market could hit substantially lower, but it's not that time of the year where we should expect major corrections. But take out here, you see a bigger pullback. Okay, let's just quickly take a look at the economic calendar. I don't think there's too much happening. It's the last day of the last trading day of the year. That's a consumer price index from Germany today. Yeah, that's it. There's really not much happening here. So you got the technicals, you have the end of year flows affecting all these currencies. Probably see some more momentum again in the euro and the other markets that we watched. But from a macroeconomic perspective, there's nothing happening right now. Now, Friday next week, we're going to host an update, a live webinar, a live market coverage of the US non-farm payrolls. As you might know, the non-farm payrolls start at 1:30 GMT, and at 1:15 GMT next week, we're going to take a look at this market. It's very straightforward. If you want to join, just click here on upcoming webinars, or click here, education and webinars. Now, to join this webinar, you need to register. But when you have registered once here, you can actually access all of our webinars by clicking up here on register login. So you register once, you become a member of tradecaptain.com, which is the website. And when you log in, you're going to see any webinars or seminars we have online. You're going to find them, and you're going to be able to join very, very easily with just one registration. Then, of course, if you like our content and you want to see more of it, then we do have what we call the demo account level of Trade Captain. So if you just download a demo with the same email that you used to register for the webinar, you'll have access to the quarterly outlooks and premium educational content. To give you an idea, we have just finished a new report that will take a look at the political events of this year, of next year, sorry. And we also, upload our quarterly outlooks. We're gonna call it probably the top trades of 2018, and this should be probably published in mid-January. So you have access to that. Premium educational videos, so free videos, stuff that we would usually charge, but here is free. And then, of course, if you are on a real account with Amana Capital, you can have access to our ebook, trade signals that will be auto charters, trading central, and claws and horns. And then you have webinars with our analysts. So client only webinars. So check it out, guys. I want to wish you guys a good 2018 and happy New Year's Eve. If you're gonna celebrate that, I will be back on Tuesday, January 2nd, for the next webinar. And then, as always, you join me at the live training room Monday to Friday. Have a good day. Thanks.